We're talking about what is hot on the web. Doug Stewart is here. How are you, Doug?
Good. How about you?
Good. We've been talking about this all morning.
Yeah, Verizon has to pay $25 million. It's the largest fine ever imposed by the FCC. And so basically, to review, what was happening is people who didn't have data plans on their phones would accidentally go on the web and then be charged a fee for doing that. And they complained, and Verizon didn't do anything, and then so the FCC stepped in. So it basically works out to probably about $3.50 per person. Okay. Some people will get more, some people will get less. You know,
hopefully it'll hurt Verizon enough to where they'll make sure this kind of thing doesn't happen again.
Not only Verizon, but other companies are now being given a warning that if you're doing this sort of thing and you're allowing your customers to just go way over without giving them some kind of warning, that the FCC is probably going to step in at some point and say, here are the caps, here's what you have to do, and say, give some structure, give some regulatory basis to that to protect consumers.
There's a similar situation, but slightly different, and it's where people go abroad and they don't do something with their phones, and that they're continuously getting this new information. Now we all have these smartphones, and you get charged for that too.
Exactly.
So what do you need to do? You need to either turn your phone off while you're in Europe or someplace.
Exactly. You need to either turn it off or buy an additional plan.
Okay.
Okay. But even then, you have to. Some of those charges carry over, so you can't just buy it for 1 month and without carrying it over for another.
Boy, it's tricky. Okay. What else are we looking at?
We're looking at some more driverless vans. Okay. So we talked about the driverless cars in San Francisco.
That looks like the Volkswagen Vanagon.
It's a lot smaller.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And these vans went from Italy to Shanghai. 8,000.
With nobody driving.
Nobody driving. Somebody was sitting at the wheel if there was a problem.
Making sure.
Right. So it's lasers and radar, and solar powered, that sort of looks for obstacles along the way. And it was a research project, basically funded out of Europe, that put this all together. So they went through the Gobi Desert. They went through also, basically through 2 continents with these vans.
What's the idea behind this phenomenon? Is it so that people just won't have to drive, or does it also make it somehow safer if a person isn't driving?
It's a combination of both. I mean, primarily it's safety, because the machine can obviously, be more attentive than another driver. But there's also a lot of people, and it's not you and me, who don't like to drive, who just want to sit in the car and go. And let the car deal with it. So that's the kind of the balance that you're going to be able to strike, is that, do you have cars that are fully automatic and no one can touch? And are people going to want to drive that? Because there's a lot of people who like to drive. I mean, I do, so it's kind of figuring out, playing to what thing. But the safety is a big factor.
I guess on that long commute, it would be nice to just be able to sit there and maybe read the paper or do some work if you're driving, say, an hour or so to work, and have somebody else do the driving for you.
Leave the driving to us.
That's right.
Okay.
Good to see you, Doug.
Thank you.
All right, Sarah, over to you.
Thanks, guys. Still to come on the Fox Connecticut Morning News. Want to wear some WWE gear to the polls on Tuesday? You might not even have to bring it from home.